Hey everyone, hey, this is Josie from Maine to Memphis. How are you today? Well, my plans got interrupted a little bit by some rain. I was going to go to the botanical garden today, a place that I love to go in because it's very peaceful and quiet and just beautiful. But we have some storms, as you can probably hear in the background, and so I decided, well, back to my pool, and I'll give this message here. So adapt and overcome, right? What I want to talk to you a little bit today about is the number one question my clients ask me, and it has to do with my tagline. My tagline includes a section called Lifestyle by Design, Living a Lifestyle by Design. And I really wanted to kind of explain a little bit what that is and kind of give you some little homework that I think is really critical to understanding this concept. Living a lifestyle by design is often opposite to what most people think or how most people live. We have to live around our commitments. Our work commitments usually are our priority, and they have a just significant impact on everything in our life. How much money we earn, where we work, all that. And we have family commitments, which are a priority in my view, and church commitments and whatnot. So home commitments too, definitely. So instead of designing your life around those commitments first and then doing the things that you enjoy doing second, we kind of flip that around and we look at what works for us as far as doing what we enjoy first, or making it a priority to incorporate the things that we enjoy, that are fulfilling to us, that we're passionate about, doing those first. Now I got most of this idea for me came from the book called The 4-Hour Workweek. If you don't have a copy of it, please get one. It's by Tim Ferriss, and he has some different concepts in here which I think are hilarious. It's really a totally different concept to understand for most people, because I don't know about you, but my parents were always saying, go to school, get a job, focus on your work, get your goals, do this, do this, do this, and that's how they were raised, and that's how they wanted to raise their children. Well, unfortunately, with the economy like it is, a lot of us are working these long hours and sacrificing our extra time, just all of our time, to do the best we can in our careers, and then we get to the point where it's time for retirement, and either we no longer have retirement plans, or we have to basically live below the standard of living we've been used to in order to retire. Because I don't know about you, but most of my relatives are living 30, 40 years after they retire, and so this nest egg that you have to build up in the years that you work, it's having to stretch farther, and it can get pretty meager. It's tough to live off the money that you can save during your work years over a stretch of time of 30 plus years. It's crazy. So people are finding that their ideal time, their ideal days that they were looking forward to in retirement are not so ideal. So Tim Ferriss's idea is to not defer retirement, but to take mini retirements, or to set up your ideal day and redesign your life to live that ideal day every day, and not wait till retirement for that. So an exercise that I learned from a Tim Ferriss follower, Marianne Cantrell. She's a blog writer out in London. She has these really cool workshops, and she talks about this concept too. And she had a really interesting exercise to do called the ideal day, or your perfect day. And basically what you do is you sit down, a piece of paper, however many pieces of paper you need, and you write down what your ideal day would be. Now, this doesn't need to be something that's very structured. You don't need to say, okay, at 8 a.m. I'm going to do this, at 12 a.m. I'm going to do this. No, not kind of what we're looking for with this. You want to think of whatever it is that you would love to do, that you think would fulfill you, that you would be passionate about, for example, Tim Ferriss in his book, he wants to learn different things. He learned how to dance, a particular dance down in Brazil. So he spent 6 months living down there doing that. He wanted to set up a business, sell a product, and he spent a certain amount of time doing that. He had just certain hobbies, certain interests that he wanted to do. And so he set up his lifestyle to work 3 months and then take 3 months off traveling the world, wherever he wanted to go. So I don't necessarily, that doesn't necessarily fit in my ideal day, just because I have a couple of teenagers that are in college and one's in high school, and so in a couple of years I could do that. But right now I have to structure my ideal day a bit around her. So let's give you a few examples. And your ideal doesn't have to have any limitations. As like with money, if you had unlimited amounts of money, what would you do? Would you be on a beach in the Bahamas? Would you be hiking through the Amazon rainforest? Would you be, laying in a meadow on your back, watching the breeze move the grass and the wheat fields around and watching the clouds in the sky? I mean, whatever is your ideal day. Use all of your senses, your feeling of touch, your sight, your just close your eyes and kind of envision a scene in your mind that would it would be where you felt the most at peace or the most fulfilled or the happiest, and write that vision down. And I mean, it can be several different visions. We're not dealing here with the limitation of time either. I mean, you could be traveling to 10 different places in the world in this ideal day you're setting up, okay? So think outside the box. Don't let there be any limitations to this. What I did then, after I wrote down my ideal day, now let me tell you some of the things I wrote down. I wrote down, I was born and raised in Maine. That's my childhood home. I live in Memphis now, and I've lived here for 12 years. I've traveled all over the world. But Memphis and Maine are my homes, my adult home and my childhood home. So for me, an ideal day is to spend time in both areas. In Maine, I want to be laying in that meadow. I want to be watching the fields of wheat swaying and seeing the potato fields and the beautiful scenery, and I want to see that. I want to go kayaking in the ocean like I did last month with my brother. I want to go whitewater rafting down the Penobscot in near Mount Katahdin. I want to go hiking in the Rangeley Lake areas. I mean, that's some things I just loved doing. So I want to incorporate that in my ideal day. In Memphis, I want to get out and meet new people here. I've been working a lot, going to school a lot the last few years, so I haven't had the opportunity to go out and meet people and go to some of the places that are like the gems of Memphis. Like, for example, we have the Botanical Gardens, which I think are absolutely gorgeous, and I was going to go there today. I'll go tomorrow. The Memphis Zoo, which is a fantastic zoo. They have a panda exhibit there with Yaya and Lily. I love going there. Love animals, so that's important to me. We have a Shelby Farms. Ooh, here comes some more bad weather. We have a place called Shelby Farms and the Green Line, which is kind of an outdoor area. It kind of reminds me of home. A lot of open fields where you can run and walk, and there's some fishing ponds and all of that. So, I love going there. Another part of my ideal day is to take care of my family. I've got 2 daughters. I love them. I don't have much time left with them, so I'm trying to spend as much time as I can with them now while they're here. I have one that's a smarty pants. I have a feeling she's going to be somewhere at some private school, and it's not going to be here. So, and I have another one that's in college at University of Memphis, and she's doing what she's passionate about, and that's teaching. So, I want to spend time with them. And then I have pets that I love and a home that I'm taking care of, and so those are some obligations I need to take care of, but I don't think of them as obligations. They're part of my ideal day. There's certain aspects of them that I love doing. Of course, I'd probably hire a housekeeper. I don't know if I really enjoy the cleaning part, but so these are some things that I would do. Another thing I love doing is I own a Harley. I love to ride. I love that whole Joan Jett, rocker chick, get in the leather pants and, wear the cool glasses and get on my Harley and zoom down the road and explore some of the places that are outside of Memphis. I love blues music, and I love to go to juke joints. They're often like hole-in-the-wall places where they don't really advertise, and you just kind of come upon them. So I love to discover those little places like that. It's really cool. So what I did is I sat down with everything I wrote out, and I'm the type of gal that likes to write out things and categorize it by goals and time set for each goal. So, for example, I looked at my sheet and I said, what of my ideal day can I do in the next 3 months? And I saw a couple of things I could do. I could do the things around Memphis. So I said, okay, I enjoy writing, I enjoy blogging, I'm going to go around and take videos of me experiencing different areas of town. And I thought, okay, that's cool. When I went to Maine about a month ago, I did the same thing. I took videos of me on my kayak, I took videos of me whitewater rafting, I took pictures of some of my favorite spots like Old Orchard Beach and Biddeford Pool. I just really, enjoyed doing that. So that I can do now. So I started doing those things. 6 months out, what can I do that I wrote down in this paper, my ideal day, what can I do in 6 months' time? Well, I want to travel once or twice to Maine during that time frame. I want to do the video blogging. I want to do a motorcycle trip. So I looked at those things and I'm like, okay, I can do each of these things affordably if I plan out in advance. And if I don't spend money in a certain way, limit my spending, I can afford to do these things easily. So I'm like, okay, I can do this. Then I looked at the sheet and I said, okay, what can I do in the next year? What are some of my goals in the next year? Well, one of my major goals to help me redesign my life is I wanted to start up a business where I could take it anywhere I went. It could be a remote business, something I could work off my laptop with, something that gave me a good earning potential, but that didn't take up a lot of hours in my day. I wanted something that I could work on 2 or 3 hours a day to where I could earn enough income to live the lifestyle that I wanted to live. So instead of starting off with the job and designing my life around an existing job, I found the lifestyle I wanted and redesigned my work life around the lifestyle. So that is how you live a lifestyle by design. So I really encourage you to read Tim Ferriss's book again. Really cool. I think you'll find a lot of different ideas on type of businesses to start. I think you'll find a lot of ideas about how he sets up his lifestyle by design. Everybody has a different idea. You've got to find something that works great for you. And it talks about, hiring different people to help you take care of tasks that you don't like to do to free up your time to work, such as the housekeeper, such as a personal assistant, those type of things. So there's a lot of how-tos in the book that I think are great to know. And do this assignment. Set up your ideal day, because you can't redesign your life if you don't know what type of life you want to have, period. It's just the way it goes. And if you'd like to learn some more information about a work opportunity that I found that helps me live the lifestyle I'd like to live, definitely click on my email opt-in form. If you're on my blog, on Facebook, just send me a quick note and I'll get you redirected to where you need to go. And I'll send you out some information free that you can take a look at and make your own decision what you'd like to do. The opportunity that I'm in is called the Empower Network. I belong to the Unstoppable team. We're unstoppable. And the umbrella team over that is called the Prosperity team. And this is really a collection of folks that live this, that live and breathe this, that will support you, that are positive-minded. The system sells a few different products that you earn a substantial income at as long as you're willing to put in the work and the time to do it. It's not one of these, scammy, hey, I set it up and it does it all for me deals. You got to put some work in it. And I think if you earn money from anything where you don't put work in it, you're not going to, you're just not going to, what's the right word I'm thinking of? Just like if your parents pay for college, you're not going to respect it. You're not going to appreciate it as much. So you really, do have to put some work into this. But internet marketing is definitely an area where you can earn some good income. Everything's changing all the time. So being a part of a system like this, I think, is critical because you've got to learn these new tips all the time. They're constantly changing things, constantly changing rules, upgrading or updating new techniques, new systems. There's new websites out there all the time, and you need to learn through a very informative group like this how to navigate those systems and how to produce results to earn you income. So definitely look forward to hearing from you. I'd love to have you work with me, and really look forward to putting together another blog. Tomorrow's blog is going to be on the botanical gardens, and I'd really love to show you my favorite spots over there. So I hope you all take care. My name's Josie, and I'm from Maine to Memphis, living a lifestyle by design in the land of the Delta Blues. Take care.